day, Capitans! Alright, I hate how much the internet went from a fun place where creativity roamed free and flourished into cool, dope-ass things to just money, 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 give me views. What would make for the best content? It's rubbish. And there are multiple issues that made this a problem in the first place. We will be destroying one of these issues with the power of Firefox and JavaScript. This also improved my creative spirit by breaking down this boring, boxy, bland... Let's just get started. The extension, my, where do we begin? Well, let's begin with the HTML and CSS. Very simple, just an input line, some text, and some buttons. Next, we move on to the JavaScript. And keep in mind, I'm still a beginner at this point, and probably still have no idea what I'm doing, even while I'm editing this. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. There's a function right there. Why isn't this working? I get confused when it comes to the console because the web console, the one where you inspect elements, that one's only for the page. I'm trying to console.log, something that I cannot see. If I could inspect element, the extension itself, then I'll be able to see it. Luckily Firefox has something built in. The next section is basically dedicated to me trying to get stuff to work. I'm going to copy this whole thing and paste it in and see if it works. I had multiple JavaScript errors that I did not know were wrong until I fixed them. This is gonna look right. No errors so far. But eventually, I got test to work. Test got launched. Now, I didn't know this before, but on-click just doesn't exist. Thank you, website. Why isn't it printing anything else? Is it only doing one line and then fucking not working? Window.onload just does not work. I don't know what is wrong with YouTube, but like, there's an 80% chance that it loads, and a 20% chance that it just doesn't do anything. I'm astonished. But finally, it all came together. Yes! I got really excited. Yes! 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 Oh my god! 2 hours, 45 minutes! So before, I was using cookies to do all my saving and loading. Cookies don't transfer from the extension to the page itself. They just don't, no matter how hard I try. And I spent like an entire hour just doing it. Learning my lesson, I decided to use something else. Built into the browser itself is something called storage, and it's pretty useful. I am using storage.local on the browser, so that way, if you clear the cookies, the stuff you put into the extension saves, and storage is browser side. It's basically in the browser itself, so it can interact with extensions, and extensions in turn interact with it, and then it communicates to the content script itself to do its baloney. And, as always, celebrate your victories whenever you can.
Booyah! Oh yeah! That's how it works.
Next thing to do is, once I got it to communicate with the browser itself, is to just basically get the button to work. And that's all it is. I got the array! I got the array, motherfucker! Suck it, maggot, I got the array! Interesting enough, storage is a little bit different than cookies. You can't just grab it. You have to get the promise. And you have to get the promise's elements. So, I'm able to get the promise's array real easily. Later on, I got the channel button to spawn, but I broke something. So, now I got it fixed. Now what? Well, I need to figure out how to get that crap into storage. I'm stupid. And there is multiple issues. There were so many issues of me trying to figure out why this won't work and why that won't work and all this other crap. Ugh. It finally works. But now I'm trying to get removing to work. Now that I'm able to add objects to the storage. Okay. Once I got that up and running, you can now add channels, and you refresh the page and they'll be there. You remove the channels and refresh the page and they'll be there. Text. Beautiful. Simply beautiful. And now it's time for the beautification. We had a simple default layout, but now we can use the cascading style sheet and add some color. I first start with the boring YouTube gray. And then I thought blue is a nice color. Let's use blue. It'll differentiate itself, you know? So that's what I went with. It's literally just a file. That's all it is. There's nothing more to it. That's all it is. Here, look, here's all the code. Copy and paste it. Whatever. I don't care. It's literally all there is. It's not interesting seeing me make it. Now, time for the content injection. Don't worry about what I am listening to right now. Doozy, bro. I am having some this up. I had no idea what I was doing, as before. So, I created a new extension, and I went to the documentation. Anyways. Every good extension starts with a JSON file. This is basically what the browser reads to figure out a few things about the extension itself. The first extension that I created was just a simple red line around the HTML tags. I'm doing further research right here, so that way I figure out what I am doing. Now we get to the main meat and bones of this stuff. We are going to YouTube, and we are going to create a lovely extension. YouTube was taking a while to load, so for the time being, I'm going to use my website to figure out a few things. And for faster loading, of course. Nor do I have any idea that this is gonna work in the first place. Only one way to find out. Oh, don't worry, it works. Just you wait. It's gone! There you go. Another victory celebration. Ha 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 ha! So at some point I realized that YouTube just doesn't load in an instant. So yeah, that's fun. There's gotta be a better way to doing that. There's gotta be a better way. There is no better way to do this. There's none. I'm not joking. I don't know why. It's so bizarre. So bizarre. Now I'm going to remove more elements. Really simple stuff to do. This is me publishing the extension of Firefox. Just want to figure out how I do that before moving on to the next thing on my list. Okay, so in order for me to get that one mouse cursor to actually be viewable, I had to switch Firefox from Snap to Flatpak. That caused a small issue where I had to zip up the file now in order for it to actually work. Otherwise, it would only just get the one singular opened file that I selected. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to get those two columns right there, and I'm going to fill it in to the screen size. So I found the solution. Now I just need to implement the damn thing. It was me messing around. God, this thing sucks. Alright, so now I got the columns resized. Finally. Now, there's the bar at the bottom, and that's there because the third column, the one where I removed all the elements, isn't actually gone yet. I have to remove the third column now. I immediately broke the column sizing. Here's me fixing it again. Alright, it's fixed. It's fixed. It's fine. It's all fine. Jesus, that took a while. Now I'm gonna go to the other pages and adjust them. This one's the analytics page. Just gonna remove this one thing right here. Now I'm adjusting the music page, the most useless page on YouTube. Like, what do you use it for? It's useless. Here's another attempt of me fixing the onload thing. It's not gonna be fixed permanently. Yep, here I am. I'm giving up. So I just put the observer outside it so that way I can detect when the page changes, not necessarily when it's loaded in. Now here's me adding a progress bar. It takes a while. Progress bar, yeah! Yeah, I was really excited when it actually worked. There's a weird bug for the progress bar. It spawns in another one every time you switch pages. Gotta get that fixed.
That is so beautiful.
Fixed! Now, I needed to change the bar look. From what I've researched, the progress bar element has no way of changing how it looks. Alright, I made the bar. It's, I think I used a div for it. But now I need to make the inside. Ooh, that's a bug I need to fix later. Okay, but I made the inside. Now I'm gonna finalize the button, the thing that's like below the red. Alright, now, the text box. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Yep, that's it. Okay, now, finally, when the progress bar moves, we change the text. So that way you are moving on to the next step. Bam! Real easy. Alright, now I'm using cookies to store this specific data, because the data doesn't go anywhere. Also, it has an automatic expiration to it, and that makes it real easy to automatically remove this stuff. Alright, I'm having fun here, and there's the itty bitty change to it as well. It's all fine. Grand finale, the channel buttons. Home stretch, baby! Haha! the buttons need to go on the page now, so that way you could actually click them. It wants to send us. So when you click on a button, it goes from your studio to the channel page itself. I ain't planning on doing anything about it. Alright, now we are going to make it so that way the buttons look like they are a part of YouTube itself. The CSS with the buttons just wasn't possible to change, so I had to individually stylize the stuff on the element itself to look like YouTube without actually going through YouTube's bull. Yep, looks good. Alright, we're just improving the button look a wee bit more. Just a little bit. Slight tweaks to it here and there. And then the button just did not button properly. Like you hover over it and it just doesn't do anything correctly. So yeah. Going to implement some fixes now. I tried to optimize the code itself. That failed spectacularly. Here's the changes. First of all, buttons, they now illuminate. Now put these there, because you have all this space in this column. No one uses this. No one uses send feedback because they don't do shit. No one uses audio library because that doesn't do shit. So, just remove it. Some modified dashboard. Here's the stuff in the extensions. Hey, you could just write your own feed. It creates a cookie once you start writing that expires in 8 hours, so that way you can do it again. Go to content, removes promotions, you don't need that. You go to analytics, scrubs the top content, and instead puts topics that you want to see. If you want to see something new, you would go to the inspiration tab. Otherwise, you could just look at the topics right here, you click it, and it goes to a Google search result, and it shows videos. If you have any other ideas of what to do with this Firefox extension, I would definitely would want to hear with it. Just leave it down in the comment section below. It's hard to replicate Flipnote Hatena or NeoCities or hell, even Mastodon to a point when your dashboard is strictly numbers based. I tried making YouTube Studio a less stressful environment. I think it did pretty well. I appreciate all of you. I really do. I like it. I like doing this. I'll see you next week for maybe a game development thing. I got the means now that I honed this dashboard to my liking. Thank you. Good night.